So I have finished with warping my second ball of sock yarn, okay? But I realized I need to point something out to you. You are not constrained by the height of these pegs in terms of how wide you end up making your project, okay? It just means that you warp a certain amount, take those strands off, set them aside, warp another certain amount, take those strands off, set them aside. That's how I ended up with my wider piece that I showed you earlier, okay? You can do a 30-inch wide piece of fabric if you want, because rigid heddle looms come in different widths, okay? So just so you know, you can make it wider. In fact, I'm planning on doing that. I'm going to show you how to take this off and to set it down, but then I'm going to finish about another half's worth of doing some warping on the board, okay? Now, right now I do want to talk about a couple of books that are out that I'm really excited about. I think it shows how knitters are becoming interested in weaving and helps them see how easy it can be, okay? The first one, funny enough, is the one I used X number of years ago. If you're really curious, you can look at the publishing date. It's called On Rigid Heddle Weaving, okay? And it's by Linn Davenport, and I love it. It has line drawings, pen and ink drawings that show the detail, okay? And it walks you through how to warp your board, how to set up the weft, what you can do. There are some projects in here, but the part that I love the most, and it's very clear, don't get me wrong, it's very straightforward, you can follow it through and it's great, but it's not why I would suggest you get it. I would suggest you buy it, frankly, for one page, okay? Well, more than one page, but this page is the biggest thing for me. This page shows what to do with fabric of rigid heddle weaving, okay? Like my other piece of fabric I want to turn into a vest. This way I can see I could make a skirt. I can make all kinds of things out of my weaving, okay? And you need to see how simple it can be. The other reason that I would strongly recommend you try this is her color theory. And what I love about Betty's approach is instead of a flat color wheel, she has spheres that she's drawn, and I'm able to visualize how colors work together. Think about your weaving a bit like a pointillist painting, where you may have a blue warp and a yellow weft, and so your fabric at a distance looks green, okay? And you need to understand how that's happening. Even if you're just playing around like me, it does help. All right. Now, a more recent book is called Weaving Made Easy, and it's by Liz Gipson. Now, here's the thing. Liz's book it focuses on rigid heddle weaving again, but it does have color photos, all right? Much more colorful, possibly a little bit more step-by-step, okay, than the hands-on rigid weaving. But it doesn't have the same color theory. It does have lovely projects in it, and it also doesn't address making fabric, okay? It's pretty much whatever comes off your loom, you make into a table runner or a shawl or something like that. But hands-on rigid heddle weaving, classic, love it, focuses on fabric and color, and then Weaving Made Easy, more modern, up-to-date, color pictures, you know, just a publishing difference. All right, having said that, I now want to talk to you about getting all of this off the warping board. So you can see what it's done. It's done this whole zigzag, it's kind of thick, it's time to stop. Here's the thing you're going to learn when you're reading through one of the books. Up here at what I call the beginning, you crisscross as you're working. So you crisscross your yarns, and you also put a little holding yarn every few stitches. You kind of wrap it across. That means that now I can stick my fingers down each side of that little bit of yarn and get the cross stitches and tie them together with a bit of string. That's going to allow me to take the yarn off of my warping board. So all I need is a little bit of string. I don't know why we have these ugly scissors down here, but this is what we're going to use. They do cut the string. Goes down in the bottom. I know I can't quite show you, but I'm just going to stick my finger on each side. When I take it off, you'll be able to see exactly what I've done. So I kind of squeeze it all together, because the ticket here is you have to keep control over these yarns. You can't let them just start falling all over where they want to. Otherwise, setting them up on the loom, I mean, it's like, you know, herding cats. You're never going to get it done. So here we go. Got my yarn. It's going through just fine. Whoops. Well, that came off. It doesn't matter, because I'm going to be taking care of it in a second. Alrighty. And I tie it nice and securely. All together. It's not going to go anywhere. Again, this is the kind of detail you want to get in one of your books. Okay, I can talk you through it and show you that none of it's really scary, but you still want to get some detail. All right, now I lost some of my yarns. That's another reason for not doing it quite as high. Oh, see, everybody's coming off. Everybody's coming off the pool, which doesn't really matter, because what I want to do anyway is cut right here. Okay, this is the end of all the warping. Okay, I started one direction, I ended here, and that's where I want to cut my yarns. I love the way it's all falling apart. Oh well. You'll see how it happens. Okay, I'm going to cut this, and you're going to go, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, it's all falling off. Oh no. But it's okay. Okay, it's not going to be a problem, I promise. Because all you're going to do, it's actually kind of fun. You take this off, and you take your yarns, and you kind of do, you've probably seen this, a chain. So you pull it through, and then you make kind of a very, very, very loose knot. And then you pull it through again, and you end up making a nice long chain of these fibers, and all they're going to do, see how that works? I love it. You end up making just a chain here. And what you end up with is kind of a braid, and it's going to sit there until you are ready to start pulling the strands through the heddle of your rigid heddle loom. And we'll get back to that as soon as I make one more braid to make my scarf a little bit wider.